Shotgun.
Oh my god.
One
Got him.
enemy remaining.
Nice.
Hey, what is up guys, it's Tamriver here and welcome back to another Valorant video. In this video we are going to look at Sova Arrows on the map Haven. Now before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and also leave a comment down below. Now I love Sova Arrows on Haven because there are a lot of great arrows to gather a lot of information for your team and also get a little extra damage on the team if you know the spots. Let's start with A site. There's so many arrows you can do on A site to gather information. What you're going to do is you're going to line up against the third wood piece of this wall. You're gonna line yourself right to the middle of that. You're gonna look against this wall. You see this little corner right here that's sticking out? What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull out your sonar arrow and you're gonna aim the tip of the arrow to that piece. Tip of your arrow that's glowing right now, that's reflecting to the top of that corner piece. What are you gonna do is you're gonna do about 1.5 charges.
Revealing area.
And this arrow is extremely good for gathering information. Where it hits right here. So you see anyone that's pushing A side, you see them around this general area right here, as long as the arrow has direct vision with no walls blocking. So you can see people pushing right up here. Arrow comes pretty fast and pretty quick in the beginning round. You'll see people pushing this way as well if they're standing around right here because the arrow lands roughly there. So you can see them if they are about to peek this wall around. You can see they're coming this way. You can see people are kind of just lurking around this area if they're still kind of deciding if they want to move A or if they want to move B. So it kind of gives you a lot of information. Generally, this arrow comes here and it hits no one. Either they're pushing A really fast already. So by that point, if someone is watching A short, they have to be really extremely careful because by that point, the only way that this arrow will not show anyone is if they're already pushed back, if they're pushed past this point right here. So this wall will be the information gathering point because the arrow hits roughly around right there. So this wall right here will be the blocker. So if they're pushed past this point already, or if they push past this point of this wall, you will not see them. So this arrow is great for gathering information if they're pushing A or if they're pushing B. So what you're gonna do, this is gonna be for A side once again. So you're gonna line up against this corner right here to this box. You're gonna crouch. You see this little circular indent that's kind of lighter gray on this box. What you're gonna do is you're gonna aim your arrow right to the center of the circle. You want to make sure you pull down because like when I charged my arrow fully, it pulled up the arrow a little bit. You want to make sure you're firing right here about the center of the arrow.
Revealing area.
About the center of the circle. Sorry. And then we're just gonna follow this arrow where it hits the back of C long. See, it hits right there about C long. Now let's go here to A link. Now generally this is what happens. Normally when I fire the arrow and I see people pushing A and there's no way for me to defend because the whole team is pushing, and I don't recommend you defending by yourself if you don't have it. You probably try to pick off one person, but other than that, you shouldn't be standing there by yourself way too long because they're just going to push in. Your team's going to be at a huge disadvantage because this is such a big map. So people from C and people from B are not going to be able to rotate fast enough. I like to come here. Generally, people don't peek over this way because they're pushing onto A. If no one is in heaven, they're always watching heaven. They're always watching connector right here from CT. But they normally don't push into here. Every once in a while, they might go into this corner right here. So you got to be a little careful if you're trying to fire this arrow because if they come over there, they will kill you. But by this point, your team should be rotating roughly up here anyway, so they should be watching you. Normally, they like to wall off or fog this area. So you might not have to worry about that. People like to fog up and block connector, CT connector into A, just to make it a little easier for them. So they'll normally wall up right here. They'll throw some smokes here, and they'll be watching heaven. They like to stick to like this corner right here or like around that corner right there. So what I like to do is I like to fire this arrow. Now this arrow, this is a perfect shock arrow location. But I also like to fire information darts here right before we push in just to gather some information. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fire an information dart first to show you where this arrow lands. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to line up against this box, corner of this box. You see these lights that's hanging on the wall. 1, 2, 3. The third light that's right here, you're going to aim the tip of the back of your arrow thing right to it. You're going to do 1.5 charges.
Revealing area.
And the arrow hits right there. Now, I call this my shock arrow. My shock dart arrow as well, just because most people like to plant right here. For some reason, this is the popular area for planting A. People run right here and they plant behind the box. It covers from heaven, so people like that. Basically, you can cover from short, you can cover from long. People love planting arrow, love planting spike in this area. No. Shotgun.
Oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
I can fire a shock arrow there, even without the information. So normally when people are planting and I hear the spike going planted, I will fire a shock arrow right there. If they're planting right here, you're about to be hit by. I'll fire 2. I call this this is a good B arrow to B mid. It's a pretty safe arrow. People are normally not be able to shoot you here. You see this little flag to this wall? You're gonna just shift left a little bit till you get stuck in place. You're not gonna really be fully stuck in place, but you just kind of want to be like against this corner right here. Top of the arrow 1.5. Top of the flag. Top right hand corner of the flag 1.5. Hit that red pole technically. So you want to aim to the top right of the that flag. This flag right here. Easiest way to do it to make sure you don't miss, you want to aim at the bottom right of the flag and kind of just move up to the top right. You want to make sure you hit that pole. 1 bounce, 1.5 charges.
Revealing area.
It's right on window. So it shows people coming from mid. Shows a little bit of window. Shows people coming from here. That's hooking onto the flag. You're going to aim at the top square. This top square right here. You can move a little closer to the wall. It's fine. So you can line up a little closer to the wall. Just like line up to the wall. 1.5 charges.
Revealing area.
You're not gonna hit the wall. It doesn't go that high. And with this hits, it hits right here. Next arrow. Gonna be my C arrows. What you're gonna do is you're gonna line up against this line that's connected to the wire right here. Gonna go against the wall. You see this little thing that's coming out? What you can do is you can aim it right here at the corner of it.
Revealing area.
You do about 1.5 charges. So the arrow's gonna go. It's gonna hit right here in the middle of C. So show people that's pushing into C. Alright, this arrow's gonna be from garage over to A. What you're gonna do is you're gonna line yourself up with that circular round thing right there. Oh, you see all those window frames? What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull out your shock arrow. You're gonna get the bottom line of your shock indicator arrows. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take these 2 lines, you're gonna line it up right between those 2 windows. You're gonna do a full charge and fire. It's gonna hit A. Now let's go for attack. Now there's a bunch of attack arrows that I kind of enjoy on Haven as well. My favorite one's right here. This is going to be the one right close to spawn. This one's going to show off B. You get this against this plotted plan right here. You're going to do 1 bounce. You're going to line up. You see these little 2 bars right here? You're just going to line up right to the middle of that, of these 2, the center. Just click.
Revealing area.
And then what that does, it hits the arrow right there in the middle of B. This is great for if you want to push B, or if you want to push B window and you want to try to see if you can get a few a peek off. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do this really quick. You're gonna run towards B.
Revealing area.
By the time that hits, if someone shows, if they're peeking, they're gonna be like, whoa, an arrow just hit. So they're gonna most likely turn to shoot the arrow, and you got an idea where they're at, and you can try to take them out as fast as you can. You can wall bang them. There's a lot you can do. This is one of my favorite arrows because it gathers a lot of information. What you're gonna do is you're gonna line up against this wall right here. Now, obviously, some people, your team has to clear A already. So as they're pushing A long, they're pushing A short. I normally tell my team, hey guys, once you pass this area, let me know it's clear. I'm gonna immediately line up. You can line just against the middle of this wall. You can just keep shift yourself until you see that light bulb. Until you line up the bottom of your HUD to that arrow. I'm just gonna click.
Revealing area.
And where this arrow is gonna go, it's gonna go right here onto A. I call this the defense A. So there's a lot of good defense arrows on A because you want to protect your spike. Now, once again, we mentioned this before in this video that the main area that people like to play spike is right here. So I tell my team to always play spike roughly here. You see this little circular area that's against this wall kind of forms like a little circle. When aim to the middle of that, 2 charges, full charge, 2 bounces, full charge. Where that arrow hits, it hits right there. So if you're planting spike in this general area, normally where you plant spike, that shock arrow will hit right there as they're diffusing. So I'll be in this corner, and if I hear the diffuse go off, I'm not going to peek them because sometimes they might be baiting me, and that's what people like to do, right? They'll trigger the diffuse and then kind of get up and kind of see if I push through, so they'll be watching this hallway. I'm just going to do 2 shock arrows. And fire in that general location as I push in to kind of see if I disrupt them. Or fire a sonar arrow too to get some information to see where they're at. Okay, so you guys get this corner. You see this little circular thing right here? What you're going to do is you're going to aim to the middle. You're going to come down about just a little bit because the whole circle is right here, right? So you just want to come like kind of draw a line down to the from the middle to about the left corner of it.
Revealing area.
And the arrow hits right there when you plant the bomb, where you plant the spike. So it's a great location if you're trying to defend and you hear people trying to defuse. I know. So now what if they plant over there? You might be asking the same question. You can come right here to the same corner. You see these little etchings that's coming out of the wall right here? You're gonna go about the third one. You're gonna go about the third one. What's that? It's 1, 2, 3, the fourth. About the fourth one up. You're going to right, like just pretend like this is a square and you're just going right above it. Right? You kind of form a square right there. You're gonna go about to the middle of that. 2 bounces, full charge.
Revealing area.
And the arrow hits right there to that location. I like this arrow because this arrow hits normally about a few seconds into the round. So I always tell my team, if you guys are pushing through garage, you're pushing through C long, waiting until this arrow hits to that peak of the mountain, right? This peak, this mountain peak. Now this arrow is perfectly set for you to push through garage before it hits. So if your team is pushing through garage, and I'm actually starting from side spawn, so I actually have way more distance to cover. So they're pushing through garage. Let's say they clear garage, and then they're about to come through C. Bam, the arrow hits right there. The arrow you can hit from C. What you're gonna do is you're gonna line yourself up here. You're gonna see this little corner right here of this mountaintop. You're just gonna aim your cursor right to the top left-hand corner of that arrow. You're gonna do about 1.5 charges.
Revealing area.
And that arrow hits right there at the back of C. It kind of covers the backside of C, a little bit of, you know, over here.
Revealing area.
Go, go, go.
Enemy spotted. Our spike is down.
Fuck. Oh my god. I hit him.
Found them. Enemy down.
Oh,
Go plant, go plant.
Omen's hella weak.
There's another one, I think.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
3 gone.